Do you struggle with your focus? Is it hard for you to accomplish as much as you would like in a day? I have a method that I've used with many of my clients. It has helped them, and I'm thinking it will help you too. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Diane Martinez. I'm a certified holistic life coach, and welcome to Conscious Creating Life Coaching. I'm glad you're here. Do you know, sometimes with my clients as a life coach, we talk about really big things like how to cultivate your intuition and how do you know when you can trust that voice, or how to set healthy boundaries in relationships and how to defend them. And sometimes we talk about more simple things, just like how to get through the day effectively. And it's all important, but that second category is what we're working on today. How to get through your day with greater focus so that you can be both productive and peaceful. So for this content here, I am relying not on my formal training to become a certified holistic life coach, but on my experience as a classroom teacher for 10 years. I taught 3rd and 4th grade, and you learn as much from the kids, I think, as they learn from you. I could tell as a teacher when I was losing them. It's not that they were misbehaving or, being bad, but you could just tell their eyes just kind of glazed over. Even though they were sitting there and looking at the front of the room, you could tell they weren't taking anything else in. You had lost them. No matter how inspiring or insightful your next, part of the lesson was going to be, it wasn't going to find traction because they had lost their focus. At which point, if possible, I would get them outside for a little bit of fresh air and recess, come back in so they could refocus, and then we could continue. So even though we're adults, we're really not that different from children in that way. There comes a point when we can no longer focus. But instead of giving ourselves a break, we often just push through, right? Get it done. I can't stand up. I have to finish this. But that's counterproductive. We are most effective when we work with our nature and not when we're pushing against it. So the method that I use and I have counseled my clients to use is to get the timer on your watch or your phone and set it for increments of less than 1 hour. I like odd numbers, so I would do something like 49 minutes or maybe 53 minutes. And set the timer, put your phone down, and work. Now, you might be thinking, Diane, what difference does that make? I'm going to work anyway. How does that timer help me? The timer helps you because part of your mind knows that it's a finite amount of time that you're going to be working. It's not just sprawling out endlessly until you finish. If you're working on a big project, whether it's organizing the garage or creating a presentation for something at work, we can't just work endlessly, right? There comes a point when our productivity, our creativity begin to diminish. And when we work in increments of less than 1 hour, we can usually make it through that just fine. And also your mind, knowing that it's a finite amount of time that you are going to be focusing, parts of it don't get bored and splinter off and, distract yourself with questions like, wait, did I take the chicken out of the freezer for dinner? Or did I hear the dryer? Or whose voice do I hear in the break room? You're focusing because it's just a specific amount of time, like you can do that. When the timer goes off, respect the timer. Don't keep going thinking it's like, no, this is fine. I can keep going. Respect the timer. Change your state. If you're working in something physical, let's say you're organizing your garage, take a rest, go sit down. If you've been sitting at your desk working at your computer, stand up, stretch. If possible, go outside, get some fresh air, look at something farther away, give your eyes a break from focusing on that short distance at the screen to look outside, look at something in the distance, drink some water. Not that kind of drink, but drink some water, rehydrate, stretch, move around. I've been caught doing jumping jacks in the women's restroom more than once when I needed a break from intense, sitting down kind of work. So use that break time to change your state, change the distance that your eyes are looking at. Just really shake it out, rehydrate. You're toggling between mental and physical. And when you do that, you're bringing balance to your being, to your day. And that helps you be productive. So give yourself 10, maybe 15 minutes, but I think most people early in the day are good with a 10-minute break of just doing something totally different. I'm a big fan of just shaking it out, jumping around, because like I said, we're not that different from the fourth graders that I taught. We need to move. And then when we come back and sit down again, we can focus. So the next time you sit down for the next work thing, set your timer for a little less than you did the first time. If you set it for 53, 55 minutes the first time, maybe back it off to 47 or 8 minutes or something like that. And then again, distractions away and sit down and work. Your mind can be amazingly focused when you know it's for just a certain period of time and not some open-ended thing where you don't really know when you're going to quit. That's when our minds get restless and we begin to distract ourselves with silly other things. So work during that second time, and when that timer goes off, it's nice for a little bit longer break, whether that's your lunch break or just another extended break. If you want to do one more of those before lunch, awesome. And again, toggle between the mental and the physical. When you do that through your day, you will find that at the end of the day, you have been amazingly productive. You have gotten so much done because you have been focused, because your mind hasn't been distracted with other silly things because it's bored, because it doesn't know when it gets to stop. If you know you get to stop at a certain point of time, your mind allows you to focus, and that's what you can leverage to have a very peaceful and productive day. You can use as many of those as little working chunks as you need to, and experiment with it. See how long you could go. Maybe the first one you can do, an hour, 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe not. Maybe you need to do shorter segments, but tune into yourself. Feel when you know you're starting to get antsy, you're tired of focusing on this, and find yourself like listening to what's going on or thinking of other things. That's your being's way of saying, please let me stop this. Please let me do something different. Honor that. When you honor your nature, you're way more productive than when you work against it. So personalize this method, make it work for you, and note how much more peaceful and productive your days become. I hope that you will give this a try. If you do, I would love to know how it works for you. Let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this content, I would appreciate if you'd give it a like, subscribe, and if you're really into this and would like to get some more of it, come join me on Patreon. I've got a great community of women there where we take on all kinds of life coaching sorts of topics. This month, we are working on a holistic approach to weight loss. So come find me over there if you're interested in Patreon. And until next time, create your day consciously. Bye for now.